Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Now today is Sunday, so you know what that means. It's time to go around the net with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. So on the docket for today, we have some new cards coming out from Cardless. We have some changes to an Amex Marriott card that could be good or bad depending on how you like credits. And we also have a potential way to cash out membership reward points on the Amex side that might not be a total ripoff. Maybe. I'll let you be the judge of that. So, of course, if that sounds interesting to you, go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now, we're going to lead off with Cardless. So, if you're unfamiliar, I have a full video on Cardless that I can link down below. Cliff Notes is that Cardless is a company that it's in the name. They make credit cards for people or companies who don't have cards. Cardless. So they've most notably done sporting brands, so Celtics, Pelicans, Man United, Miami Marlins, folks like that. Well, now they're branching out and they have some airline cards. So let's take a look at these two options here to start off. And you see we have two. So on the left here, the MasterCard, and the other one is a MasterCard World Elite. So the one on the left here has no annual fee. There's a sign-up bonus of 15,000 miles after 1K in spend in 3 months. Earnings rates are 3x on Latin purchases, 2x on restaurants and ground transportation, 1 back on everything else. Your qualifying points are issued at a rate of 10% of miles earned from the card purchases, and there are no foreign transaction fees. Now on the right-hand side here, everything just moves up a little bit. So you do step up to a $100 annual fee, but you do get 40,000 miles for $2,500 in spend, and then your Latin purchases go from 3 to 4, restaurants and ground transportation goes to 3, and then still 1 back on everything else. You do get a issuing rate of 20% of miles earned from card purchases, 3 upgrade coupons, and then 2 passes per account year on those for their lounge access, and of course no foreign transaction fees. So overall, I think it's interesting that they're expanding. I find the Cardless angle more interesting than the airline. I don't know much about the airline, if we're being honest here, but anytime we have new cards come onto the market, that's a good thing. And, overall, while Cardless cards aren't necessarily for me, I'm just not that big of a sports fan of any one team. They do make good products, interesting products for those who are interested, or from that target demographic. So I like to see them expanding out. The only real question I have here is that, originally they had a rule Cardless, like you could only have one of their cards, right? Which kind of made sense because I don't know who's going to have, the Boston Celtics one and the Pelicans one. It could make sense on the multiplier side, but that's not really what they're going for. They're going, for brand loyalty and things like that. So they wouldn't want me, who cares about neither teams, to have 3 of their cards only for multipliers. But now that they're branching out to airlines, it could make sense to have an airline card and a Boston Celtics card, right? So I want to see if they're going to update that or allow for more of their cards, to hold more of their cards in the future, as well as what other partnerships are coming out. Now, with that, we move on to a partnership that we know all too well, and that is the House of Diamond and Chase and the Pay Yourself Back. Now, I'm putting this in here because I get asked this question a fair amount as we're quickly approaching the end of June. So Pay Yourself Back is that classic feature that allows us to take points and redeem them, to cover purchases made at specific categories on our Sapphire Reserve, Preferred, or even the Freedom and Ink cards get like a 1.1x valuation on some things, right? So, this has been extended for quite some time. Our current categories are Airbnb, dining, and then away luggage is the other one. It's set to expire at the end of June. There's no word yet at the time of taping this if Chase is going to renew them or not, so I'm putting it here more as a reminder to, if you have anything you want to cash out, go for it. Now would be the time. You could probably wait a few more days closer to the end of the month just to see if they make an announcement. We've seen this on a almost 3-year run now, so I do kind of expect it to get extended, but I don't know if the categories are going to change. I would hope so, because again, we've had these categories for about 6 months now, so it would be nice to see something else. But again, right now we just don't know, so it's more of a reminder, and of course, as soon as we do know something, I'll make sure you know that's something as we go. Now, with that, we're going to stick onto the Chase side of the thing, and this time we're going to turn to Amazon, right? That partnership, it was on the rocks, and now it's looking better than ever because we have a few Chase Amazon card deals coming up, most likely in honor of Prime Day. So let's take a look at both of these. They might be of interest to you. So first of all, the Chase Amazon Prime card will get 6x back on Amazon Prime Day, and Prime Day is going to be July 12th through July 13th of this year, so next month, right around the corner. Now, in addition to that, Prime card sign-up bonus is going to be $200 for existing Prime members, and that's going to be basically through the majority of July, so July 1st to July 29th. And of course, I'll put the Amazon Prime card up. I think the Prime card's a very easy win, especially for folks running a cashback setup. It is getting 5x cashback. They're not ultimate reward points, but you can kind of see it here. If you wanted to get the card now, or July would be the time, because it's a $200 instant like Amazon credit. I think they just put it in your Amazon balance. Actually, you don't have to hit any spend requirements or anything like that. So, if you're planning to do some damage on Prime Day, you already have Prime, you could look at it as, hey, that $200 is at least 1 year free of Prime, or that $200 is going to go to getting something from Prime Day, right? And then, 6x back is, it's a bump up, right? It's normally 5x bumping to 6. Now, a lot of us may have, stacked Amazon Prime balances from, the previous Freedom Quarter was Amazon, so we may have reloaded our balance. It might not be useful to everyone, but for those out there, I do think this is worth considering if you were on the edge about the Prime card. So with that, we're going to jump over to American Express now, and we have two stories, but we'll start out with Amex and Marriott. So Amex has one personal Marriott card, and it's actually a pretty good card. I'll put it on screen for you as we talk through the changes here. So again, the Amex Marriott Brilliant card, the thing we're focusing in on is that $300 credit. Now that's good at the time. It's good at purchases made at Marriott properties, and you can use it all at once in one go, which is not really that hard to do. They're changing it to a $25 a month dining credit. That's going to start in September. Now this is good at like any dining establishment, right? That is the good thing about it. It's not necessarily locked into certain things. Now everything else on the card is going to stay the same. So I'll leave it up for a while. Now the good news is, if you do out the math, 25 times 12 still gets you the same $300. So, that's helpful because it's still a $450 annual fee card. Again, nothing else is changing. To me, this is more, I wonder if this is Marriott's doing, actually, because I think we've seen a slow progression of card companies not liking that their cards largely get sock drawered or desk drawered, right? Meaning this is a card you pick up and maybe you hold on to it for the status or the award nights or the anniversary night or something like that, right? But very rarely do you use it. I mean, unless you bring it to Marriott, right, which would make sense, but then you can just link a card to your Marriott account and you're good. You don't have to carry the physical card. So, with this gets you into using the card, at minimum 12 times a year. Now, overall, the fact that you can use it at any restaurant is not bad at all. It's just kind of more annoying because instead of being a specific credit that you knew, hey, I'm going to go to a Marriott, I should bring this card and use it, it becomes a thing that you have to remember and put the card in your wallet, which overall I think is the goal. So, I've seen people talk about this. Is it a devaluation? Is it not a devaluation? I don't think it's a devaluation in the least bit. I think it's an annoyance to some people for sure. I think it's an annoyance, one more thing to remember, but I don't think it's a devaluation because the money comes out to be the same, and it is a flexible credit, which is not normally what American Express is known for. But I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't Marriott's doing and not really American Express is doing. Because I don't know why American Express would care that much, honestly. I mean, yes, American Express does benefit when you use the card as well, so they could have had some thought to do with it, but I would imagine, Marriott doesn't want people to just get these cards, pay out these bonuses, and never use them again. But, of course, let me know if you have this card. What do you think down below about this change? I don't have this one personally, so, on some level, it's easy for me to say that. Now, if you want to talk about Amex membership reward points, well, I have the final story for you. So, we all know the story with MR points, right? MR points, you have to go through transfer partners to get the best value, right? Anything less than that is you're just taking a haircut. If you cash them out, it's 0.6 cents a point. If you used to be able, you can go through Charles Schwab Platinum at 1.1 cents, redeem them to your Schwab account. It used to be higher, then they nerfed it a little bit, probably because Schwab got angry because that's what people were doing and not opening up accounts to use them. Well, American Express has also been making a push into deposit accounts, right? We've seen the personal account, we've seen Cabbage, and we've had American Express business checking as well. Now, the business checking account that they have has a new perk related to membership reward points. So if you take a look at this, what they're allowing you to do is redeem your membership reward points or cash them out, deposit them to your Amex Business checking account at 1 cent per point. Now, in addition to that, there is a sign-up offer for the business account, that is now 20,000 MR points. Now, originally, this offer when I signed up for the account was $300. It's like deposit $5,000 for maybe 60, 90 days, and then do like 10 qualifying transactions. Originally, they were giving out $300. Now they're giving out 20,000 MR points. There's a lot of people out there who could clearly argue that 20,000 MR points is valued higher than $300 for Amex, right? Cash, right? 1 cent per point, it's $200. So on the surface, it looks worse. But again, if you're going to go to transfer partners, then it's better. So I actually have a full video on that checking account from my other channel. I talk about it from the lens of the $300 offer, but the only thing that's changed is the payout. So I'll link it down below. You could also check it out and subscribe while you're there. I would appreciate it. We have tons of profitable content, but that will be it for the shameless plugs. So overall, what do I think this means should you end up considering doing this? Well, the checking account isn't terrible. I actually kept it open because it does have a 1.1% APY on a checking account, which isn't bad, especially given the time that we're in. I mean, my Ally account just jumped back up to 1%. So for that, it's a good thing to hold on to store spare cash in, so I kept it open for that reason. I do think this is Amex trying to look at more tie-ins, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had this account, you start to see more offers for the Business Gold, Business Platinum in there to try to do what everyone else does, cross-sell things in deposit accounts. Because remember, credit cards are an extension of bank accounts. So 1 cent per point isn't terrible. I mean, I won't crush them for it because that is the table minimum for cash outs across the board, right? Now, in addition to that, I do think this means they need to go back and change their personal checking account. The personal checking account, I think they let you redeem for 0.8 cents a point. It should just be 1-to-1, and I think that would be an easier way to sell these cards and package them together. So, if you're interested in it, and if you're interested in just topping off your MR point account, this could be an interesting offer for you as well. So, again, I'll link that video and the offer directly down below if you are interested. So, of course, let me know what you think about that. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this one. So, if you liked it, drop me a thumbs up down below. Of course, if you found it particularly interesting, consider subscribing to the channel. Again, we're posting content just like this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Right back here every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. Question for you guys is, let me know what you think about today's stories, especially the Amex ones. I'm interested to see for the folks who have the Marriott card, for folks, looking at a business account or wanting to do the sign-up bonuses. And of course, go check out the other channel, because if you like this one, well, I have a lot more offers there that are much easier to hit and in cash if MR points isn't your thing. So, of course, that'll do it for the shameless plugs, though, and this episode. So, that'll do it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you very soon on Monday.